always forget. Yeah. Stalagmite, stalactite. Yeah.
Formations that we're going to see while we're down here today. This one right here, I call it the witch's hand. It looks like some creepy fingers coming off the ceiling. This is what's called a stalactite.
Interesting.
Yeah. Listen, since y'all like my columns here, people that live up north or just not in the south, they tend to call these things pillars. But down here, that's what we sleep on, so we can't do that. Food, like soda straws up there. And then right here, we've got some crispy cave bacon. Yeah, and so cave bacon. It's called Lake Mopegi. We don't offer tours to the lake just because it's such a low level that when it rains, it will completely flood to the ceiling, along with surrounding passages that lead to it. So it would really limit when we could go to them, so we just don't offer them at all. Yeah, that hole that we looked at a minute ago, if you were to go down into there, that's where it comes out. Okay. It is here. This is something called chert, C-H-E-R-T. Now, all along the ceiling here, this darker, more jagged rock, it kind of looks like coral. This is all chert. And this stuff is really hard rock. It's a lot harder than limestone, which is what everything else is, but it's made up of a bunch of tiny little fossilized plankton called microcrystalline, and that's what gives it its hardness. But this stuff is hanging from the ceiling. All species of bat. It's called a tricolor bat. So they've got.
I walked right into it.
Yeah. Cave view figure.
Probably syndrome, and it's a fungal infection, and it can spread from cave to cave. But cavers have to be really careful about cross-contamination. So, like if you go into a cave, you have to make sure that your gear has been fully sanitized and clean before you go into another cave. So if it goes into that cave, then that is what that is right there. Sorry if my finger's on it. This right here is a piece of shell, but everywhere we look, you'll see little pieces and fragments and stuff. And that's because all limestone is fossil, crushed up fossil. So we moved here in 2017, but prior to us being here, we played at a place called the Cumberland Caverns in McMinnville, Tennessee, 45 minutes north towards Nashville. Started that 2008. Todd Mayo, he is the owner of the caverns here. He had taken a cave tour at the Cumberland Caverns one day with his family, and he was like, anybody ever play any music in here? And they were like, no, but that would be a great idea. 3 months later, he had Chris Stapleton and the Steel Drivers play a concert in the cave. Tickets were $15 a piece. 200 tickets that night for the show. We had played music there for a few years, and then in 2013, another guy named Todd showed up who was a producer, and they got together and they formed a company called Todd Squared, and they filmed a TV show called Bluegrass Underground, which aired on PBS. It ended up winning an Emmy. And then it was like bucket list overnight. People started coming from all over the place wanting to see a show in a cave. Yeah. Well, we had a few problems with Cumberland Caverns. We didn't own it. We were renting it from the owner. And he would only let us play like once a month. It was 350 feet underground. And so all of our sound equipment, all of our gear, we had to haul in and out of there after every single show. We weren't allowed to leave anything down at the bottom. And then also, you couldn't have any rounds underground. No beer at all. That's a moneymaker for us. So, 2017, we decided to hop onto cavetrader.com and we found this. Into this area in the late 1800s, and then they owned it until about 1980. And so it was in their name for a long time. And we bought it from the people who they sold it to. It's only changed hands a few times.
Right. Carve on it with these.
So it's all limestone. Everything we see is limestone. Well, it won't. Turtle shell up on the ceiling. So listen, if y'all want to, y'all can follow me off the trail here a little bit.
Roll around. There you go. Nice scoring.